Good morning, everybody. This really is morning for me. I decided to make our demonstration breakfast, or eggs for breakfast. So something I want to point out with kitchen safety, this is a no-no. So to solve that problem, you just tuck it inside. Of course, I will be wearing an apron, which could hold on to it also, but you don't know if it's gonna come out. We are making the fluffy omelet today, which entails that we use just the egg white for now. So I'm gonna carefully crack my egg and get all of that albumin out. Put that yolk in a separate bowl. See, separate bowl. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but I got a shell in here, and I've told you in other videos how to get the shell out. You just take your eggshell to get it out. You get it out in a matter of seconds, whereas if you tried to use your fingers or a fork, it just wouldn't come out very well. So I'm going to show you separating the egg white from the yolk, or the albumin from the yolk. And if you feel like it's not really coming out, use your fingers. Yes, I know, that sounds gross. Or if you have an egg separator, use that, but I don't imagine, well, I don't have an egg separator. Maybe you do. So if I had broken the egg yolk into the white, I'd have to start over. Obviously, this could be used to make scrambled eggs or some other egg application, but you don't want any of the yolk in the white, which you're going to see in just a minute why. We are going to aerate our eggs. We're going to whip them up and make an egg foam with this. Something that makes egg foam easier is if you had a nice chilled bowl, which we don't. You could, and if there's any fat in this at all, it would not whip up into a foam. So that's the reason why we cannot get any yolk in here, because the yolk contains all of the fat. So to whip this up, you're just going to use your electric mixer. You could use a wire whisk. It would take longer. And you're just going to mix it up until it looks like, well, whipped cream. All right, you know it's ready when it looks like a whipped cream. All right, another kitchen safety application. I don't want to eject my beaters yet because I might accidentally turn it on while my fingers are there. So unplug it, and then, holy cow, I unplugged it and it like fell into the plug underneath it. How crazy is that? Anyways, you're going to eject it now that it's unplugged. Okay, typically I finish this off with the electric mixer, but we have a little 15-month over there who cries when she hears the electric mixer, so I'm gonna finish this up with a wire whisk. So now that, oh my goodness, this drawer is hard to open. Now that we have a foam, we can add the yolk to it. I'm gonna preheat my pan a little bit, so I'm gonna turn it on to a nice low, because this egg is going to be really, really, really thick, so it has to cook nice and low. So this is one of those eggs that you're going to think, oh my goodness, this is taking forever to make. If you do this medium or high heat, you're going to burn your egg, so don't do that. Handy dandy rubber scraper. I'm just going to take my egg and gonna pour it into the bowl or pan. Now, our rubber scraper is getting all of the food particles out of our dish. We're going to try to flatten this out a little bit just by wiggling the pan. I don't care about that foam so much. There we go. Over here, you can see that it kind of dripped. So, there we go. All right, I'm gonna rinse this off so that I don't have egg on it as I'm trying to go around it, adding egg to the side of the pan. But I will use, you can see that this egg is very thick. So that low heat is going to help to cook this, but you have to cook it real slow. So this is gonna take a while. At this point, I can add my seasonings to the outside because I love seasoning the outside of my omelets. And while you're waiting, you can get your filling together because this is gonna take quite a while. I'd say 5, maybe 8 minutes, maybe. It all depends on how thick it is. I did a 2-egg omelet. If you do a 1-egg omelet, it's gonna be thinner. So keep in mind that it could take different times based on how wide your pan is and how thick the egg is. Basically, it's all about how thick the egg is. All right, we're gonna check on our egg. You can see it got pretty fluffy here, and it's definitely browned underneath. It's not wiggly anymore, so we're just gonna flip her over. Look at that, that looks like a pancake. So now I'm gonna keep the heat on low, and I'm gonna squish it a little bit. Not like crazy squish, but a little bit. And I'm gonna add my cheese to it now, since it is still really hot. From being on the pan. And we're gonna add our other fillings as well. So basically, we're just trying to cook the rest of the thickness from the other side now. So I have us all the way on low. Like, it is as low as it will go. And then I'm just gonna add my fixings to it. now that we've added all of our fixings to it, we're going to fold her over. We're gonna plate it. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I've had a regular omelet going at the same exact time as this fluffy omelet, so I'm gonna show you the difference between the two in just a second when I plate them. All right, here are our finished products. So this one is the fluffy omelet, and this one's the regular omelet. You can see it's much thicker than this one. It looks like there's more filling inside this, but it isn't, because its thickness is what's causing it to look so big. So my last step before I eat my taco omelet is actually to add some ranch to it. I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm going to let my husband choose which one he wants to eat. Anyways, that is the fluffy omelet. So delicious and nutritious.